Hi, we're live at Intersekt on Wednesday. It's about 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
It's pretty early. Interview number
Day
2
one.
for today.
Wow.
In total. Alex Knight, welcome to Melbourne
Thank
from
you.
sunny Queensland.
Yeah, thank you.
You got the
for
puffer
having me.
jacket on. You know that you're a tourist when you've got a puffer jacket on.
It is quite cold.
It is
this
quite
morning
cold.
for my Queensland
The
skin.
Melbourne Knights be like, no, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, bit of rain. It's quite nice.
Mate, how you going?
I'm well, mate. I'm
Yeah.
well. And
Very
you?
good to see you again. I saw each other at Something Tech now. Advanced. You're off the ground. You're running. Tell us about it.
Yeah, mate. So we kind of stuck up our head probably 4 months ago when we did a bit of a brand push in our media release. So business has been going really about 18 months. That media release was around the close of our round, about 25 mil in debt and equity. We've been growing super well, backing some really, really cool, innovative companies. Everything from pre-revenue bio to Series A plus SaaS. Defense, space tech, everything in between. It's been pretty amazing. It blows my mind to see some of the companies that we work with every day.
Yeah.
And building out the team, which is good. Growing really well, having a lot of fun, and get to do it with cool people, do it at cool events like Intersekt, and here to support the ecosystem.
Yeah. So the R&D market. Talk about that in general, broadly speaking.
Yeah, it's been interesting. So R&D is the flagship innovation incentive in Australia, right? So FY24 ATO annual report put the FY24 refunds at $4.4 billion, about 12,000 companies. We're waiting for the ATO FY25 report to come out in the next sort of month or so and see where that lands. But yeah, flagship program of the government, super important to the ecosystem. $1 invested in R&D is $3.50 in GDP growth over 10 years. Super important for science, technology, all of our critical industries as well. Quality of life, getting access to technology. And really we exist because of the timing and the cash flow issue that companies has, that they're spending money and trying to get further into market. Just unlocking that capital for them earlier, getting them to double down and accelerate on what they're doing. And what that means is they can spend more on R&D, but if they use our capital, which is non-dilutive, they get to increase their refund from the ATO because they're spending more, and that usually outweighs the interest costs. So they end up making a nice sort of net interest margin and then building it into a capital flywheel as well. So we're a piece of the funding solution. We're not the funding solution, but we sit alongside equity and other sorts of financing really well. We actually enhance their financing because we come alongside and they're spending more, they're getting better commercial outcomes, and yeah, it's exciting. There's the market's good. ATO compliance has been a little bit increased over the last couple of years. There is a strategic review going on right now because historically we've been the lowest in R&D intensity as a percentage of GDP ever, and lowest in the OECD out of 26 countries, right? So yeah, Australia, really good research, sometimes not very good at commercialising, really great incentive program, and businesses like ours at Advance just throw the fuel on the fire and create that growth capital flywheel. And support amazing broad sector industries and the people that are doing it, because most of R&D is people. It's labour, it's employment, it's materials and other stuff as well. But yeah, it's a lot of people. So that's what we're really proud to do, and really do that in an impactful way and giving back to broader sets of the community as well.
Yeah,
at the
I'm
same
curious
time.
around that feedback that you get from helping companies out, and in terms of cash flow and funding and some of the stories. You're obviously very early in your piece, but so far some stories from clients.
Yeah, we are early, but we've done about 60 million in transactions the last sort of 18 months. So about 25 mil plus on balance sheet, and then some directly with some investors. Some of the feedback that we get from companies is incredible, because they're trying to get their commercialization into market, or they're trying to iterate on their hardware product, or do another phase of clinical trial, or develop more feature sets for their SaaS product, or whatever it is. And usually it's a resource constraint, right? It's time, it's people, and it's capital. So capital can help solve some of that time and human capital element. And the feedback is amazing, because if they have more funding to put into growth and development, getting into market or customer acquisition or whatever it may be, ultimately they get a better valuation at that next round because they've progressed even further. But that means they have confidence and clarity. So instead of having to wait for getting to the end of the financial year or doing all their paperwork and doing their submission, they can really just get on with doing business. And it's an accretive capital stack piece. So it makes a lot of sense for them. It gives them that confidence, that clarity to just keep going and go faster. And the feedback we get from companies is, and we show them how it works for them. So every time we do a loan or we do an advance on their R&D and then we get to the end of the year, we show them exactly the kind of ROI that they've made. And some founders or some teams go, oh wow, I didn't actually realize that's how it works. And it becomes this, you can see it almost click over in their mind and start going, okay, if that's how it works, what does that mean for our next round? What does that mean for not taking as much equity? What does it mean for how this can be a really important strategic use of our capital? And that's what really gets us out of bed every day and really progressing forward innovation and different companies and seeing mind-blowing tech. We see some cool stuff to the point where we go, how does that even work? I'm a non-technical, I'm a finance background, right? And some of the stuff we see just blows my mind, and some of the people we work with is just amazing. So
that's awesome, mate. And then in terms of Intersekt, what are you hoping to get out of the next couple of days?
Yeah, so we're here supporting a couple of clients that are around. We're a member of FinTech Australia as well, being a FinTech business ourselves. So really just getting on the ground with the ecosystem, seeing people like yourself and others that we know and spending some time supporting good companies and supporting the ecosystem and really seeing other businesses that we can help as well, because it is such a important piece of the industry, and just making sure we're contributing back to it, because that's what we care about as part of our values.
Alex, great to catch up, mate, and looking forward to the next couple of days and hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for having me, mate. Talk soon.